Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. So it's been a while since we've checked in with the whole C9 and LS situation. Obviously, probably the biggest story that we're going to have all year because it was just so crazy. You know, there was so much different stuff going on. But now we've had a couple of weeks for the dust to settle. Cloud9 has continued to play very, very well. Obviously, recently they lost to TSM, so it's not like everything has been sunshine and roses and stuff. But overall, Cloud9's been doing pretty well. Obviously, the big question mark for a lot of people is how well they're going to perform in playoffs and how well they're going to perform internationally if they do make it that far. And that's really when, you know, a lot of the LS fans and people on LS's side of the whole situation are going to come out and really judge, you know, exactly where Cloud9 is. And then on the LS side, obviously, he's been streaming, he's been making content, he's kind of back to doing his regular thing. But there's been a couple of times, obviously, where he's talked about Cloud9. He's made some comments and stuff. In this video today, we're going to be going over those, giving some of my thoughts and opinions, but also just presenting some of these ideas to you guys to hopefully hear your thoughts and opinions as well. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. The videos that get more likes, they do better. YouTube thinks or knows or whatever that people are enjoying them and people are liking them, so they push them more and more. Helps me get more views, helps me get my content out to more people, so that'd be awesome. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Tons of big videos coming your guys' way. Again, mini off seasons right around the corner, playoffs, MSI, all that great stuff. You guys don't want to miss it. With that being said, let's get right into this. So one of the first things I want to talk about was this clip here. LS explains why C9 was wrong to kick him, and it's going to be interesting to hear what he has to say. Obviously, people have all their different reasons and takes why C9 was right to kick him, wrong to kick him, why they should have held on to him, why they should have given him a second chance, why they should have, you know, had a longer leash with him, whatever. And there is a ton of valid points on both sides. You know, I'm not saying that C9 was 100% right to kick him or C9 was 100% wrong to kick him or anything like that. But I know there is definitely fair arguments and fair kind of just points on both sides. So let's see what LS has to say here.
Some people are going to get mad. They're going to say I'm having like a huge ego here. But like the reality is there were so many people that would stay up just to watch C9 games. Or they would watch like C9 related content or like C9 VODs. And you could see this across all like YouTube channels and other stuff is like anything C9 was just fucking huge.
Yeah. So I was one of them. My whole chat spamming me. Like it's so true. It's not even like an ego thing. It's true. So it's that gun hurts a lot.
I mean,
so I think that is pretty interesting. And again, I think it's pretty fair. Like Kadriel says, you know, it's not even LS having an ego. That's just true, and it absolutely is. I think it's a little bit funny that Kadriel's like, oh yeah, it was me. I'm one of those guys. Like, okay, chill out a little bit, buddy. It's good, you know, it's fine. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. That's just absolutely true. You know, you can see Cloud9's numbers here in some of the LS videos. You know, behind the scenes week 1 with LS there, almost 300,000 views. Week 2, 180,000 views. So the views were trending downward. Do keep that in mind. You know, how sustainable was the LS boom gonna be? I don't know, but absolutely it falls off a cliff once LS is gone. You know, you go from 300 to 200 to 30. I'm not saying LS had no impact, but I'm just saying, would we have gone from 300 to 200 to 150 to 100? Would they have stabilized at some still very impressive, very high number? But it's not, you know, I don't necessarily think they were just going to keep, you know, shitting out 300,000 view videos every week when there's 70,000 people watching the LCS. You know, I really don't think that was going to be the case. But yes, numbers were off the charts. Cloud9 YouTube was doing awesome. The LCS was doing better when Cloud9 was playing. That is a fact. Now, you can say that's why C9 was wrong to kick him, but also my argument would then be, man, there must have been a very, very good reason to kick him, because obviously on the business side of things, from socials and making money, you know, they're selling merch, they're selling jerseys, they're doing all this stuff, they're growing their fan bases. Cloud9 knows that. It's not like they're stupid. They see the views, they see the impressions, they know stuff is popping off with LS. So I'm sure they had every incentive to want to keep him. It's not like they just wanted to kick him to the curb for absolutely no reason. Like, they must have really felt the need to kick him. Now, again, I don't know. Does that mean they're wrong to kick him, right to kick him, whatever? We still don't really know what happened, and I don't think we'll ever, at least anytime soon, know exactly what happened. But just understand that, yes, C9, everything was popping off, and it was great, and it was amazing. And hey, I'm someone who wants to see the LCS succeed. If the LCS is doing well, I love to see that, and I was a fan as well. I was tuning into Cloud9 games. I was watching their stuff. I was interested. The drafts were interesting. The team was exciting, and it was fun, but it was also very, very unsustainable. You know, the people coming into Cloud9 stuff, they were not Cloud9 fans. They were not even LCS fans. They were just LS fans. And again, very, very unsustainable if as soon as LS is gone, if they're not going to stick around and watch C9 stuff, because no matter what, LS was not going to be a part of Cloud9 permanently. Maybe you could keep that boom going for 1 year or a couple years or whatever, but still at some point, LS is not going to be involved with Cloud9, and Cloud9 is going to need a long-term strategy, and the LCS is going to need a long-term strategy. Now, yes, are those little booms awesome? Yes, but if you're then not converting any of those people to fans, which, again, clearly did not happen. You know, the LS fans were there for LS, and then they left for LS. Now, maybe if there would have been a better split, maybe if you wouldn't have got fired, maybe if they would have had more time to, kind of become fans of C9 or whatever, but just because business is popping off in the short term, I don't know. It's not the best argument to me because, again, you need sustainable solutions. You need to be fostering Cloud9 fans, not just, kind of absorbing LS fans for a time that he's with your team and then, sending them off. That's not how esports teams do operate or should operate. Now, I'm sure, Cloud9 loved having their stuff pop off in the short term, but again, it didn't add anything to their brand overall. As soon as LS was gone, all those people were gone as well. But yes, the numbers were popping off. And then we have this as well. Why LS wants Team Liquid to win. Again, this is Team Liquid against Cloud9 a couple weeks ago. And this is interesting as well. And just that title is obviously going to be spicy.
The reason that I want TL to win is because I think that... So this goes into the whole thing that I've been pretty consistent about. That if you draft like this, and... if you draft standard, well, not standard. If you draft like traditional way of playing, right? Like this is a very LCK style draft, right? I think it's very bad for C9 long term, because I think attempting to play this way versus LPL LCK, it's really bad. So I would rather them lose than walk away from thinking like this is okay, that it's okay to play
they
this
will
way.
win. They will win, and they will think, oh yeah, this is actually the way to win.
Yes.
And then eventually when they face LCK, LPL, you're just going to be
better
at this
you just get, yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So that's why I would rather that TL win this game.
So I think that's very, very interesting, and I think that point is honestly the main point that at least I've seen on YouTube and Twitter, like my comments and stuff, the most from LS fans is like, we just don't even care anymore if Cloud9 wins in the LCS. Even if they win the championship and go to MSI, if they went undefeated, it wouldn't matter because, yes, once you go to international competition, you're going to get rolled by LCK, you're going to get rolled by LPL, and that's why they loved LS, because he was bringing a different style, he was bringing a different strategy, and the people who are like, oh, that strategy would have helped them internationally, those people I disagree with, and those people I think are just a little bit dumb because we don't know. But there are some obviously sensible LS fans and stuff that say, hey, we don't know if this would have actually made the team better internationally. We don't know how good his drafts would have been or wouldn't have been or whatever, but at least it would have been something different. And trying something different is better than doing the same old or just copying the LCK and LPL style and doing a worse version of it. And to some of that, I think, is very, very fair. But I also will say that it's very, very clear to me at least, and I think to a lot of people in the C9 organization, that how LS was going about things was not necessarily the correct way. Now, I don't think interesting drafts or creative styles or anything are bad, and I think it is a good thing, and I think it's something that, yes, lesser teams need to do. But, again, the players at Cloud9 were not happy. We've heard Berserker saying that he was not happy with the whole situation. We've heard, Summit come out and say he was not happy with the whole situation of how things were going. I don't know if it's because they were trying to learn too many different styles, too many different champions, too many different drafts. I know the whole crazy situation of trying to pull out picks literally backstage before you even go out on the stage. That's not great. Like, if you thought a style was good, or if you thought a pick was good, or a strategy was good, hey, let's practice that during the week, not literally right before we walk out on stage. So I don't know. Obviously, there was definitely some good things LS did, but obviously the team and the players were not happy with it, so it wasn't really going to be sustainable anyway. And kind of keep in mind that, hey, the LCS has made it to, 2 MSI finals and a World semifinals before, and this Cloud9 team has some damn good players on it. Summit is potentially one of the best top laners in the world. Berserker is potentially one of the best AD carries in the world. Blabber, when he's on, is a world-class jungler. We've seen Fudge do really, really well internationally before. it's not necessarily, just because it hasn't happened recently doesn't mean that our players and our teams can't stand toe-to-toe with the LCK and LPL playing standard. We just had 3 teams do really, really well at Worlds last year, and I think a lot of people think that this C9 team is better than any of the teams we sent to Worlds last year. So, now T1 might be better than any of those teams last year as well, but it's not a foregone conclusion that our players and our teams can't win playing, standard, whatever that even means. Obviously, every team has a little different strategy, a little different drafts. There's always going to be wrinkles and stuff. But I think there's a middle ground between playing standard and, necessarily what LS was doing that can keep the players and the teams happy, but can also keep you competitive and keep, teams thinking about you in the back of your mind. But overall, I did think it was interesting to hear some of the stuff that LS is saying. Like I said, I think there's some absolutely valid things. C9's numbers, the LCS numbers, we're doing a lot better with him, and they're doing a lot worse without him. And yes, the drafts and strategies and everything were interesting. But again, I think it's better to have this conversation after MSI, if Cloud9 even makes it to MSI or whatever, and seeing how they perform there. Now, if they get absolutely smoked and rolled at MSI, trying to play standard drafts and they just get absolutely smashed, hey, there's always Worlds. Maybe they can figure things out by then. But then I do think, LS starts to have more of a case and starts to have more credence and stuff. But hey, maybe they go to MSI and maybe they look good. Maybe they look strong. Maybe they have a nice performance. I just think it's really too early to tell at this point. I think we need to wait and see. This C9 team doesn't have to necessarily be like all the LCS teams in the past. I don't know. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me, drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about anything we talked about in this video today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.